Lighthouse family, and hi, it's 12 minutes past 2. Ben Jackson with you through until 6. Don't forget you can keep in touch with us, you can call us. Georgia and Charlie next door. You can email me too if you want to, ben.jackson@bbc.co.uk. Lots to come for you on the show today, but just to start off with, it's always a busy old weekend, busy old Monday, and is that we're just going to chill out for a bit. Because it's at this time of the year that we all want to start something new, don't we? But especially with this weather, frankly, braving it outside is quite a punchy move. Well, one Leicestershire cancer support group who focus on wellness, fitness and mindfulness are offering indoor seated exercises. They're doing it weekly. Jas provides those. She's sitting one side of the desk. Indy Samra is from Apnapan, which I always pronounce wrongly. Now I think about it. How is it pronounced?
Apnapan.
Why was I doing that perfectly a minute ago and now I can't? What is it that you do? Because, I mean, your leaflet is full of some of the stuff that you do.
Thanks for having us, Ben. We started a couple of years ago, Apnapan. We initially started with Cancer Peer Support Group. That was for people living with and beyond cancer, carers, family members and also the bereaved. And then from that, we stemmed and we developed other projects and groups. So there's mindfulness meditations. We have a women's only group, and also Apnapan Active, which is what we're here to talk about today.
You provide an incredible service for people who desperately need it and need different things at different times. The active side of it, I think, is genius. Just tell us a little bit about what you're doing with that.
Yeah, that started as a pilot scheme because we work quite closely with Active together. And there was a campaign, it's called We Are Undefeatable. And the emphasis of this campaign is for people that are unfortunately living with long-term health conditions, for movement to be accessible and tailored for them. So they may not entirely feel comfortable perhaps going into a gym, but they can do, so it's almost like bringing something to them that they can feel comfortable doing at home or providing those environments where they do feel comfortable. And that was where Apnapan Active, we piloted it and we started it at the Braunston Civic Centre. It was a year ago. And because Apnapan is group led, the unanimous decision towards the end of that project coming to an end was that, no, we want to keep this going. So here we are, a year on.
The thing with it is, I remember doing a piece about seated exercise ages and ages ago, and clearly it's fantastic. If you have mobility problems, of whatever it might be, it's fantastic because it gives you an opportunity of doing some, and don't let anybody think this is just sitting down wiggling your foot around. It isn't. You certainly break out into a sweat. But actually, I don't know whether you've noticed, but certainly I have. It seems to be becoming a thing. You only have to go onto social media for a minute, and there are people offering seated exercise in just about every variety and discipline you can think of, and doing it because I think people have recognised a lot of us spend a lot of time sitting down all day. So why don't you coincide that with doing something that's good for you too?
Absolutely. I mean, Jas, our instructor, I'm sure she'll be able to fill you in a bit more shortly, but we do Bhangra dancing seated, and even at our end of year celebrations, it was a function where we were seated, and I says, Jas, come on, let's do 5-10 minutes while everyone's seated. And so, the seated, the way exercises and movement can be adapted for when you're seated is great.
We're going to explore this in a bit more. We're going to play some music and we'll explore it a bit more. But how does seated exercise work? What do you do?
So really it's just obviously you sat down and you do like what you normally do. Say you do the exercise normally, you're doing the same thing, but you're just seated. It's a sense of you're still using all your muscles, but it's a sense of you've got that support where you're sitting down for those who can't stand up, and they're still doing the same movements, same muscles, and it's all still intertwining, but it's just them thinking, you know what, like, I even done it when I have injuries. I'll take a seat and I'll still do the exercise. It's a sense of your, what's it called, like, you're still using the same muscles, you're still doing everything, really.
And I'm not joking, you do break out into a sweat.
Of course you do.
I mean, that's the point, isn't it?
Yes.
She makes us work, Ben.
I'll make you work.
Is she quite hardcore?
Literally.
I love it. Hey, listen, we're actually going to do some in a minute or two because we're all sitting down in the studio, so we should be doing a bit whilst we're chatting. We'll do that in a second or two. Just before we get on, just tell us if people are interested in this, how will they find you online?
Sure. We're all on the set. We're all sorry, I can't get my words out. We're on all the socials. So it's our, as in OUR, and Apnapan, APNAPAN. And also you can contact me directly on 07438 633 812.
I'm very relieved that, like me, you actually had to look up your own phone number. I think that's fabulous. I'll be back in a minute. Ben Jackson with you through until 6. We are talking, well, actually, we've been talking whilst Madonna was on. We were talking about wellness and well-being and how we all get into January and we want to do stuff, either it be a New Year's resolution or to eat super healthy or give up the booze or go, run a marathon every week or whatever it might be. And then what happens is we just beat ourselves up for the whole of January because we've not succeeded in it. But Jas, you were saying, don't do that.
Yeah, for sure. I would say, of course, keep ourselves aware of what we're doing and do our 5 minutes, 10 minutes walk or a little bit something here and there, or when we can eat a little bit better. But don't beat yourself up because you don't need to do that. It's not how it works. You just need to do a bit better for yourself and then you'll see progress as it comes. And obviously everyone's different. Everyone's got the ways of how they do everything, enjoy different things. Some may like going out for a walk with their friends, or some might I don't know, even you can watch a movie and go on the treadmill. There's so many different ways you can incorporate exercise into things that you enjoy and like to do. You can always make it fun. It doesn't have to be beating yourself up about it.
And
sure.
Indy, if there's one thing that our Up and Up and specialises is don't beat yourself up. This is about making yourself feel better. So let's all chill out a bit.
Absolutely. You go at your own pace. You do what's comfortable for you. It's about feeling comfortable and confident, and that is individual for everybody.
You should do a podcast. We're all exercising and stuff with a podcast on. This is what we're hearing. Just chill out. It's all right. It's good.
Relax.
You know what? If you need to finish now, finish now. It's all good. Jas, can we just show us what you do for a seated exercise? Because I'm intrigued. Give us an idea of what you do, because we know you're a bit of a taskmaster. So walk us through it.
So what we'll normally do is everyone will either choose whether seated or standing. We'll warm them up. So obviously we'll just do our basic warm-up stretches. So that'll be all body, obviously. And then we'll go into a circuit, but it'll be in a circle, or it can vary different times, a line, a square, of how we set it up really, just to give a bit of change to everyone. And then they'll basically, in them, they'll have different tasks of what they're doing. So sometimes I let them choose, or sometimes they'll know, sometimes they come every week, they're like, I want that one now, I want that one now. Or I'll give them something and we'll just switch around. So for example, they could have they'll have equipment as well, or sometimes no equipment. So they'll have maybe combs, for example, and the combs will just open their feet, close their feet, open their feet, close their feet, or lift it forward and backwards, for example. The next person can have bicep curls, so obviously they'll pull their arms in and then pull them down. The next person could have boxing, so they'll have boxing gloves on and they'll have to box me. And then they like that because we've got a timer where it will be 30 seconds, a minute we're working and 30 seconds rest. So they know that timer. However, they've got an option to stop whenever they feel comfortable, go at their pace, and if they feel like it's too heavy or too light, they always have any time to end the class. I would like to change that and always adapting as well.
Whilst you've been talking, I've been doing the legs out thing, legs in thing, and it's actually, you can feel it working your core, can't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what? If anybody's listening to this thinking, well, this sounds like exercise sitting down, well, that's not really exercise. Just blooming try this. It's really hard.
Yes.
No wonder you work up a sweat, but you can feel it working with your tummy muscles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's weird because you've got to lift. Oh, that's cool. I like it. I'm going to keep doing this and I'll be out of breath within about 10 minutes. Listen, Jas, it's great of you to come in. Thank you ever so much. And Indy as well. If people are interested and want to find out more about what you do and how they get you, you gave out the details earlier on the telephone number and so on. But if the easiest thing to do is to find you online on socials, isn't it?
It is, to be honest, our Apnapan.
Apnapan. Apnapan. Will you come in and see us? No, in fact, I think we come to a deal. I'll come out and see you guys. Can
That'd
I come
be
out and see
amazing.
a session go on? I'd love to do that.
And we'll teach you some Bhangra as well while you're there.
Even better. Do you know,
we
I
go.
once did a piece about Bhangra dancing and I was taught to do Bhangra dancing, which when I tell people, they're like, you never did. I did. It's great to have you in. The best of luck with it. And I hope
Thank
it's really, really successful. And thanks for coming in and joining us. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for
you
having
so
us.
much.
Guys, thank you.